In 1938, a young Korean entrepreneur named Lee Byung-chul opened a small trading company in Suwon, selling dried fish, vegetables, and noodles to China. His neighbors saw a grocery business. Lee saw something else: infrastructure, distribution, reach. He wasn't really selling noodles. He was learning how a nation moves goods, and one day, how it might move ideas. The company was called Samsung. It means 3 stars in Korean. Stars, he believed, should be bright, numerous, and everlasting. For the next 2 decades, Samsung grew steadily into textiles, insurance, retail. Comfortable, profitable, safe. But Lee was watching the world shift beneath everyone's feet. Semiconductors, screens, signals. The 1960s were whispering a future that most people in Korea couldn't yet hear. So in 1969, Lee did something his own board considered reckless. He founded Samsung Electronics. Korea had no chip industry to speak of, no global technology brand, no blueprint. Just one man's conviction that the wave was coming, and that the only question worth asking was whether you'd be on it or under it. "We will become the most admired company in the world," he told them. They thought he was dreaming. He was, on purpose. The road that followed was brutal. Samsung's engineers were building semiconductor fabrication plants from scratch, recruiting people who had never worked on chips, watching batch after batch of wafers fail. American and Japanese giants, Intel, Toshiba, Texas Instruments, had decades of head start and quietly assumed Samsung would give up. But here is what thinking big does to an organization that truly means it. It makes retreat feel more expensive than persistence. Every failure became a data point, every setback a refinement. There was no clean exit because the vision was too large to abandon cheaply. By 1983, Samsung had produced its first 64K DRAM chip, then 256K, then a megabyte, then 4. Each generation faster than the last, closing the gap on companies that had dismissed them entirely. By the 1990s, something remarkable had happened without the world quite noticing. Samsung had become the largest memory chip manufacturer on Earth. The very companies that had once laughed at Korea's ambitions were now buying their components from Samsung. Apple's iPhones ran on Samsung processors. Sony's televisions used Samsung display panels. The dried fish trading company had quietly become the backbone of the digital world. Revenue crossed $200 billion. Presence reached over 200 countries. The 3 stars were shining on every continent. Lee Byung-chul never lived to see a Samsung smartphone. But the principle he planted in that small trading office in 1938 is still running through every chip the company fabs, every foldable screen it ships, every AI processor it designs. Refuse to be defined by what you are today. Define yourself by what you intend to become. Thinking big is not arrogance. It is not naivety. It is the disciplined, deliberate refusal to let the limits of the present moment become the ceiling of your ambition. The noodle traders who become the chip makers, the village dreamers who become the engineers. They don't succeed because the world handed them permission. They succeed because they never waited for it. Like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for more stories.